My name is Dalila Scruggs. I am curator of photographs and prints at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. Today, we will be talking about Elizabeth Catlett's Political Prisoner. This work is on display because it's a masterpiece. That's a little pat to say, but Elizabeth Catlett is one of the most renowned African-American artists of the 20th century. She was born in 1915 and she died in 2012. And in that time, she dedicated herself to political activism and formal rigor. She comes of age really at the height of the Depression era. Many artists were turning to social realism, the idea that you can make class critique through prints that were accessible and legible to the everyday person. And she moves to Mexico City in 1946 because she wanted to learn from a group of artists that collectively were known as the Taller de Gráfica Popular, the Graphic Arts Workshop. This group banded together to make works that were really incisively political in support of protests and labor strikes. And so Catlett is able to hone her visual language of protest that carries on into the 60s and 70s. Political Prisoner is a polychrome cedar sculpture made in 1971. The story goes that Elizabeth Catlett was deeply inspired by Angela Davis, who was arrested basically on politically motivated charges because of her activism in connection to the Black Panthers. However, Catlett has abstracted it both formally and conceptually. The Black nationalist flag is carved into her. Black for the people, red for the blood that is shed, and green for the land of Africa. It's almost as if this Black power, this Black identity is literally carved inside of this figure. And then the handcuffs look a lot more like manacles, which in my mind connects the idea of political prisoners to the larger history of enslavement of African Americans in the United States. The Schomburg Center seeks to collect Black culture globally. Our originating founder, Arturo Schomburg, when he was growing up in Puerto Rico, he was told by a teacher that Black culture had contributed nothing to the world's civilizations, and so he sought to prove them wrong by collecting evidence of Black's contributions to the world. Also in Treasures, you will find an early film of Arturo Schomburg in his original collection, which is now housed in our Moving Image and Recorded Sound division. Another work on view is Augusta Savage's The Harp, or Lift Every Voice and Sing. Elizabeth Catlett's Political Prisoner, along with these works, speaks to the ways that humanity has met injustice, met oppression, met challenges, and overcome them. What we can learn from this sculpture is the ways that you can connect with other people, both through protest, but also through art.